So it's Chris Hamilton here with Sales Tip a Day. I've got Brian Pesin on a Google Hangout with me from Contactually. Brian, thanks for joining me today. I appreciate that.
Thanks for having me on the line, Chris.
You bet. So I've been a Contactually user for a year and a bit, year and a half, something like that. Love the program. It's everything that I've ever wanted, sort of a CRM system to be. You guys kind of created for me, so I appreciate that all the way around. But for people that are unfamiliar with Contactually, what is Contactually?
So Contactually is an automated, intelligent CRM that helps you get the most from your relationships and turn them into results. So there are a couple of examples of what that might be. Some professionals are looking for referrals and repeat business. Some professionals are looking to simply grow their network and find new opportunities from business through the people that they already know. But at the end of the day, we're all about helping you build really strong relationships so that you can turn them into something that's tangible down the road.
It kind of leads into my next question, because you've already talked about some of this, but how is it different from other CRM applications out there? I know the answer to this, but I'll let you talk about it, and I'll give you my take on it.
Sure, I would definitely love to hear that after too. So there are a couple things. First and foremost, Contactually is really focused on the relationship building of business. A lot of CRMs will focus on other things like transaction management, so on and so forth. But Contactually really is all about helping you strengthen that one-to-one relationship with the top people in your network. And we do that by first helping you prioritize your relationships, telling us which of them are important, which ones we should be helping you keep up with. And then we remind you to reconnect with them before they fall off of your radar. And we do that based on the last point of contact that you've had with them and a SMART rule that you set for their contact category. So
excellent. I'm sure you'll get into some of that stuff too in a little bit here.
Yeah, absolutely.
So my take on it is, you really, and I don't want you to take this the wrong way, but you've really dumbed down the CRM process for me. What happens is I connect my email into Contactually, and it says, who's this person? How often do you want to follow up with them? And you really have simplified that whole process, especially for someone like myself who's in sales and in marketing as well, to really focus on what kind of relationships I do want to foster with people and how often I want to connect with them. So that's my take on Contactually.
Yep, that makes a lot of sense. We try to make it as simple as we can for you to be able to focus on those key relationships. And sometimes that means taking a couple things out of the equation that you might not necessarily need in order to get to that point.
In your opinion, what is the #1 major benefit of using Contactually?
So I think the #1 major benefit is just the follow-up reminder features and process. By proactively reminding you to strengthen these relationships before it's too late, and by providing tools that allow you to add a lot of meaning and value to those relationships, you're going to see drastically higher ROI on your networking efforts than you would if you were simply following up with people ad hoc or on static calendar intervals, or if you were just simply shooting them a note to stay top of mind without finding some way to really deliver value.
Yeah, one of the things I really love about it, there's a couple of things I really love about it, is one is the ability to create email templates that can be leveraged over and over again to individuals. Once again, also the simplicity of it, and then the ability to create programs in the system. So you've got marketing automation kind of built right into it as well. So that's an absolute plus. And just so people understand, I use Contactually literally every day. One of the first things I jump on in the morning and try to build those relationships. So Brian, you've got a few slides you wanted to go through, just to kind of give a high level, so that for people that have never been exposed to Contactually. Would you mind sharing your screen with people and showing the information that you have?
Yep, give me just a second.
You bet.
All right, so you'll have to let me know if this is working right. I'm going to go ahead and put it in full screen mode now. So are you seeing everything?
I do not see everything, but the way you had it before, it actually worked perfect. If you take it out of full screen mode, yeah, just keep it like that. It looks fine.
All right, that, or I can let me do this.
Perfect.
Other screen. All right, so how are we looking now?
You look great, buddy. It's awesome. Now it's up full screen.
Okay, great. So I'm going to go through just a couple of slides, and Chris, once I get through the initial parts of this deck, you can let me know what else you think would be good to show.
Sure.
But so how does Contactually add value? What are the steps that Contactually takes to get you to that point where you have a strong relationship and can capitalize on those business opportunities? So step one, we help you automatically build your address book with all of your contacts across a variety of platforms. So when you start with Contactually, you'll connect your email accounts, your social networks, upload any CSV files, link your Google Calendar or iCal, and download a mobile application so that you can get all of your different contacts into one central online database. So this way, you don't need to flip between various different programs to figure out where your different contact data is. We keep it all in one place for you. And then by establishing that connection with those different platforms, we can also automatically keep your contact records updated behind the scenes, which will help you eliminate the manual data entry and the time that you would have to spend doing that. So you can focus on doing things that are actually going to grow your business rather than just doing administrative things on the back end. Once your contacts are in the system, what you'll then do is prioritize your top contacts into buckets, which is what we call our contact categories or groups. And this lets you tell us which of your relationships are most important to you and which ones we should help you keep strong. And you'll see under the bucket icons that there's a little edit screen, and that's what you'll use to tell us which of your relationships are important. So you'll see that for my referrals bucket, I have a follow-up reminder that's set for every 30 days. We then apply that SMART rule to each individual in the bucket. So Chris, if you were in my referrals bucket, Contactually would know that I need to keep in touch with you every 30 days. So like I said before, we're going to be automatically tracking your communications across those platforms as well. And by doing that, you and the platform will know exactly when you last spoke to an important prospect. So then what we do is we combine that last point of contact with the follow-up reminder rule set. And then we prompt you to follow up with the top people in your network that you haven't connected with in some time based on those rules to keep them from slipping through the cracks. So for example, Chris, today is May 7th. And if you were in my 30-day follow-up reminder bucket, if I'd last followed up with you on April 7th, then I would log into my dashboard on the morning and it would tell me that I needed to follow up with you based on that last point of contact and the SMART rule. And what we've seen is that by building really strong, meaningful relationships with your top prospects and clients and following up with them at the right time, you can really transform your relationships and turn them into meaningful business results, including increasing your number of clients, referrals, and repeat business, and whatever else it is that you're trying to get out of those relationships. So, Chris, if you want, what do you think I should delve into in more detail?
You know, that's the high level that you just gave is great because it does to show people a lot of stuff. As I said, you know, one of the things that I find valuable and I recently did a webinar and talked about this was the fact that I've set up a program that allows me to add people to these specific programs. And I've kind of looked at the time savings, and I feel I'm gaining myself, you know, gaining an additional 4 weeks each month, or, you know, basically every month I double my productivity just by doing that. So if you could show people, you know, I think specifically maybe just the you know, where email templates, where they can find those and what those look like, and then potentially just a program where they find programs, and that would be, I think that'd be a high enough level for people to understand some of the power in the system as well.
All right, cool. So let me go ahead and jump to our easy follow-up slide. So with Contactually, because we have that direct connection with your email, you can follow up with people using your Gmail, using your Outlook, your mobile phone, whatever tools you're already using to communicate with your clients, or you can do it straight from Contactually. And one of the benefits of doing this straight from Contactually is that you can take advantage of our easy follow-up tools, which you'll find underneath the subject line. So I got a follow-up reminder for Tom based on the last point of contact and the rule. It's time to follow up with him. So I can either go ahead and type a message from scratch, like that one over there, or I can go ahead and use email templates. So in order to access my email templates, I'll click under the subject line, and there will be an email templates drop-down menu. And we also have an email template library that you can browse if you're not quite sure what to say to Tom. And we've sourced a variety of templates from some of our most successful users, and we've added them to that library. And then you can go ahead and add those to your own account and really make them your own with your own personal touches. So for email templates, you'll go ahead and click the email templates link, and you'll select the template that you want to use. Or if you want to go ahead and create your own, if you don't have that one ready yet, you'll go ahead and create new template. So this is the list of templates that I already have in my account. And by clicking that Create New Template button, I can go ahead and create a template from scratch. Now, I want you to pay attention to the right side of the screen where you see dynamic fields. Those dynamic fields are really important because they allow your templated message to be personalized once you've selected the recipient. So it'll pull a variety of different contact fields directly from their profile, like their first name, their job title, their company, their email address, and it'll automatically insert it into that templated message once you've selected it. So you'll see the template on the left. It'll say hey, and then some squiggly brackets, and that's where you would see the first name in that case dropped in. In the second sentence, you'll see that it'll automatically pull the month last contacted. So then when you go ahead and you select that template for use, you'll see that it's automatically personalized. So it'll say, hi, Tom. Hope all has been well since we last saw each other. How's everything going over at your coach, which is this company? So in just a couple of seconds, it looks like I sat down and wrote this highly personal and highly relevant message, when in reality, I used an email template that automatically personalized the key data points for me. And then what you can do once you have a variety of templates available is you can go ahead and create a program, which is a really great way to get in touch with your contacts at pre-designated intervals automatically. So this is an example program that I created. You might be familiar with similar automation features. Some of them are called drip campaigns. Some of them are simply called marketing automation. Some programs call them workflows. But what the programs do is allow you to get in touch with your contacts at these pre-designated time intervals. And where Contactually excels over similar tools is that we allow you to do things that go beyond just sending a templated message. So you'll see my step 1 is using my catch up after a long time template. My step 2 is sending a request to connect with somebody on LinkedIn. Again, that's another great way to stay top of mind and let your prospects know that you're thinking about them. Then I send another templated message, my social selling template. And then 10 days later, I created a custom task to post a social selling ebook that I created on my Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter pages, as well as on theirs. And then the last step is simply getting a reminder to follow up with that person. So I can either shoot them an email or try to set up an in-person meeting or shoot them a text or give them a phone call. It's giving me the power to choose how I want to get in touch with that person. So the programs feature really makes it easy for you to regulate simple or complex business development workflows without missing a step. You'll see under the select action field, those are all the different action items that you can accomplish with a template. And like I said before, you'll do that at pre-designated time intervals, so it'll take place X number of days after the last program step. Now, one thing I want to highlight in the second screenshot on the bottom is under the select action, you'll see a little box that says require my approval before executing. If that box is unchecked, then the program step will go out without a hitch. Just on the back end, you'll be able to sit back and relax knowing that your communications are going to go out on time. Some people, on the other hand, like having their approval required before the step executes. And what this does is it'll actually show you on your dashboard when you log in the morning that you're set to execute a number of program steps. So I might select that option and enter you, Chris, into that program. And then I would log into my dashboard in the morning, and I would see approve, send Chris the social selling template for my Rocking My Sales Strategy program. And then all I would do is click that approve button over there in order to automatically send that message out. So it just gives you a little bit more accountability. So this way you know exactly what pieces of communication are going out to what person at what time. So that pretty much covers email templates and programs. Is there anything else that I can show you on the demo?
You know, Brian, I think for time's sakes, I mean, just keeping it to a reasonable time frame. There's so much you could get into, right?
Of course.
Those are two of the things that I've used in the past that have. I mean, they help me out significantly on a daily basis. The other one is, you can get introductions done through the email aspect and stuff like that. You can track. You can send reminders. You can say there's a whole bunch of different things. My suggestion is I'm going to have a link to the website down below. You offer is it a 15-day trial or a 30-day trial?
It's a 30-day trial.
30-day trial, yeah. And what I'll do is I'll have that link down below, and I'll have it in any correspondence that I have for any individuals who are watching this. And I will, just let them give it a try for 30 days because it's. I'll tell you what, it has been one of the tools that I have just latched right onto and use religiously, and I know that it will help everyone else out as well. So, Brian, I still see your thing. If you want to put your picture back, stop sharing so everyone can see your. Smiley face and stuff like that. If you can get it back on, there you go.
There we go.
Apart from the link that I'll add here, how do people get a hold of you guys? What's your website address?
So you can visit us at www.contactually.com. That's CONTACTUALLY.com. Like Chris said, we have a free 30-day trial up there, and he'll link to that below this interview. And if you're looking for additional resources, guidelines, training tips to get started, I definitely recommend taking a look at our training site. It was recently redesigned, so there's a ton of really awesome resources there. And that's available at training.contactually.com.
Yeah, it's that's one thing I got to give you guys credit on is there's a lot of tools, educational information that you can use and leverage in there. And you've thought about the user experience, obviously, with the program. So it's, high fives and group hugs to you guys.
Awesome. Thanks so much for the kind words. Really glad to have you as one of our supporters.
You betcha. Brian, hang on for a couple of secs, and I appreciate everyone taking this in. And we'll have a link to to Contactually down below, and you'll be able to access it there and give it a 30-day trial. Thanks everyone for viewing. Thanks, Brian, for also being there.
Thanks, Chris.